with coverage you can count on. This is the Erie News NOWCAST.
Good afternoon, I'm Elspeth Meisner, and thanks so much for joining us for your Erie News Now Weekend NOWCAST. We begin today with some serious news from overnight. A motorcyclist lost his leg in an accident on Zimmerman Road late last night. According to the Erie County 911 Center, just after 9 p.m., a male in his 20s suffered serious injuries in a motorcycle accident. He was riding his motorcycle in the 32nd 100 block of Zimmerman Road on Erie's east side when apparently he lost control of his motorcycle and crashed into the embankment. First responders had to amputate his left leg on the scene. He was then taken to UPMC Hammett. Erie police are continuing to investigate this. Well, this weekend is the second weekend for Clear the Shelters, a nationwide event to give animals in our area a new home. This weekend, our focus was the Anna Shelter, where 33 cats and dogs are up for adoption today. There's lots of cats and dogs looking for new homes and in our area. If you're looking to add a new member to your family, today could have been your opportunity. There's still a few hours left to take part in Clear the Shelters at the Anna Shelter. There's also a number of volunteers that make the Anna Shelter a success.
We started fostering, and we foster through Erie Animal Network and actually French Creek Animal Rescue as well. It's amazing how well all of these rescues work together. And then I help with some of their event planning.
And there is still some time if you want to adopt a new little furry friend to your home. It goes until 4 p.m. today, and with a reasonable adoption price as well. Also happening today, the German Fest kicked off just a few hours ago at 11 a.m. and there were certainly crowds to kick off the big event. After people made their way all through St. Nick's Grove, it was all about the sights and sounds, from the authentic live music to the delicious food and lots of vendors. People we spoke to say it's a tradition to come to the German Fest back each and every year, and event organizers were just happy they were able to pull it off with COVID-19 still lingering in our area.
We were so excited that we could hold our event this year, and what made it even nicer is that we have an outdoor venue. We've spaced things out under the tent so people have, a comfort level, and there's plenty of space to move around.
And there's still plenty of time to head to the German Fest. It continues today until 7:30, runs again tomorrow 11 a.m. until 6:30 p.m. Well, from one fair to another, today is the final day for the Erie County Fair at Wattsburg. And today, it was all about the tractor pools. Take a look at some of this video here with people competing in the different tractor pool events. A lot of talent right there for sure. All week long, there's certainly something for everybody, from these tractor pools to the Fair Queen competition and the rodeo. There's also the traditional rides, the livestock, and of course, that tasty fair food. It's an annual event that people look forward to each and every year. And last night was the second week of high school football in our area, but a fight during Thursday night's game between Erie High and Cathedral Prep led to the game ending early. A viewer sent us in this video of the violent fist fight which broke out in the stands. As you can see, a big group of people exchanging blows, with at least 2 people being tossed to the ground. School district police are seen stepping into it and trying to stop the fight, eventually using pepper spray to disperse the crowd. At one point, somebody yelled "shots fired," sending both teams to run for cover. But according to Erie police, no shots were actually fired. With that fight now under investigation, both the Erie School District and Cathedral Prep say that fight was totally unacceptable. And safety certainly remains a priority in all of our schools in the region, so we took a trip down to Albion for the Maplewood and Northwestern game to see how officers there prevent these incidents from happening. Our Kristen Allen spoke to a school resource officer about his role and learned what things can be done to make sure this type of actions don't happen again.
Anytime fans fill the stands and football kicks off on the field, there's a chance chaos like this can happen. Erie Sports Now football contributor Javon Johnson was at Erie Veterans Memorial Stadium Thursday when this large fight broke out.
It kind of turned into a free-for-all with people running all over the place, and I'm kind of figuring out what's going on.
This can happen anywhere. That's why school resource officers and police are almost always on scene.
We're here for everyone's safety. We work most of the events, football games, basketball games, volleyball games.
Deputy Jerome Mountain has been with the Erie County Sheriff's Department for 2 years. He says most of the time community events like football games go off without a hitch, but sometimes officers do have to step in.
In the case of anything like a fight or any kind of illegal activity, obviously we respond just as we would out on the streets.
Situations like the altercation at the Erie High and Cathedral prep game don't make school resource officers nervous, but they certainly make them more aware of what can happen when crowds get fired up. But they say their number one job is to dissolve the situation.
We always know the potential dangers that comes along with this job, and so it's nothing to be nervous about, just aware.
For Johnson, he's disappointed to see things like this still happening in the town he grew up in. But he's hoping people in the community, schools, and especially parents step up to move our youth in the right direction.
You know, you can go to college, you can do things, you can be a business owner, you could accomplish everything you want to accomplish, anything you dream to accomplish if you put the work in and you dare to dream.
Turning now to events right now in our area, a local business here in Erie is celebrating 50 years of success. Located on West 8th Street at the Colony Plaza in Mill Creek, Carte has been in operations for half a century. Local residents have been busy stopping by all week with well wishes and flowers to commemorate the event. Carte offers many shoppers many different items, from stationery to china and glassware, imported baskets, and lots of purses. Later this month, this business will be featured on our Community Gems segment, so certainly something to keep an eye on in the future. Well, that does it for this edition of the Erie News Nowcast. Thanks so much for joining us this weekend. Be sure to tune into Erie News Now starting at 6 o'clock for all the latest news, weather, and sports. Have a great Saturday.